Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm just going to make sure my audio is coming through first. And it is, it is. Excellent. All right. How's everybody doing tonight? Happy, merry, couple days after Christmas to everyone. Hope everybody's doing great. Hope everybody had a wonderful holiday weekend or week, I guess, since it landed on the middle of the week. And I hope everybody is doing well. Hold on just one quick second. Let me lower down this volume of the music in the background. Usually I put it at a 10. I put it at a 15 this time, and it's just too loud, at least for me. So, hey, everybody. How y'all doing? Let's check in and see who all's here. I'm going to kind of try to start running through the list of people who are joined so that I make sure I get everybody. I have a tendency to try to read every single comment, and half hour later, I still haven't caught up. So we're going to try to go a little quicker. All right. It's a Costanza was the first one in the house. Says I'm first. Scammers are last. Absolutely. Aaron V's in the house. Says hello to everyone. Jim's here and says good evening all. Happy wet Saturday evening. Oh boy, oh boy. Screwing with Scammers says good evening everyone. Welcome, good sir. Let's see. BB's in the house, says hello to everyone. Tim is here, says good evening, all from Western Kentucky. You Can Cook says, can you do something else on stream besides go through every hello comment? Well, I'm going to try. I'm going to try really hard. But thank you. Thank you. Sarah's here. Sarah says, good evening, all, and Merry Christmas and Happy Hanukkah. Absolutely. You know what's so funny is in previous years, I have sent my friends, a quick text message, Merry Christmas, so forth. And I always send something to Todd wishing him a happy Hanukkah. And I don't think I have yet to ever spell Hanukkah correctly in the text messages to him. Just really bad. Even autocorrect doesn't help me. So anyway, It's a Costanza says last stream of 2024. Yep. You're absolutely right. It absolutely is. So when we sign off tonight, I will be saying, see you all next year. BB says, Happy New Year, a few days early. Absolutely. Glenn is in the house. Good day, sir. Says Broncos Bengals tied 1 minute to go. Oh, really? Tied with 1 minute to go. Goodness gracious. Guys, what did you think, since Glenn is here, what did you guys think of the Scammers Christmas Carol? I am going to, and I meant to do it before I posted it, but I literally did that entire video in just a few hours. I did the drawings for the animation, which I kept very simple. As you can tell with the animation, the only thing that changed is she blinked her eyes and her mouth moved. That was it. That's all I needed. I originally thought about having her raising her hand with the microphone. And I originally thought about doing it kind of like a Saturday Night Live skit, with and that's where the whole idea of the clapping and the cheering in the background came in. I didn't pull it off the way I wanted it, the way I envisioned it, but I thought it was pretty dang good for something I threw together in a day. But Glenn did a fantastic job. And what I was getting at is the one thing I forgot to do was to add subtitles to the Scammer Christmas Carol, so you guys could sing along. And I'm going to add subtitles. I'm pretty sure you can turn subtitles on for YouTube on videos, but I'm not sure if it would catch exactly every word that she says word for word. So I'm planning on doing a version where it includes the subtitles with the song that Betty sings. So for anybody who wants to sing along next time. But Glenn did a great job. There was parts that I clipped. At the very beginning, there was some musical stuff. And in the middle, there was some musical stuff. I shortened it just slightly. His whole song is 2 minutes, I think 2 minutes, 28 seconds. And I clipped it just a little bit at the beginning and just a little bit in the middle. But I did not clip any part of Betty's wonderful singing voice. So let him know exactly what you guys think, because I thought it was fantastic, freaking fantastic. And Glenn did a great job, and hats off to you, my friend. Absolutely. Jim says, hey to everybody. Tim's here, says Happy New Year. Absolutely. Let's see who else is in here. Christina's in the house, says end of the year happiness wishes. Guys, I hope this new year is just as good as today, because today was a fantastic day at my store. Everybody must have gotten Christmas money because they came in and spent it. Absolutely loved it. Had a good day and had a good time. So, BB says, had a nice visit this Christmas with my son. We played 3 different games and he beat me on every one of them. Oh boy. My parents, for Christmas dinner, we ate Christmas dinner, then we opened presents, and then we played games. And we had a great time. My mom had 3 games set up. One of them was throwing a snowball into a net and getting points. Another one was ping pong balls into a cupcake tray with numbers, and if you got it into the numbers, you won whatever was in the cup with that same number. And what was the third? Oh, it was you guys might have seen this one before, where you take a bunch of stuff and you wrap it in um, plastic wrap, and you make this big plastic wrap ball, and you're supposed to do it with gloves on, where the next person in line has to roll dice, and once they roll doubles, then you have to switch. And it just became so hard to take off the gloves to do it, so we ditched the gloves, and we just did the unraveling thing, and it was a lot of fun. There were, like, lottery tickets in there and dollar bills, $5 bills, and candy, and I gotta, now that I think about it, candy that I want, they were like gold candy coins. I put them up on my mom's hutch cabinet, and I don't think I brought them home. I think I left them behind. Damn it! I'm gonna have to call her and ask her to keep those aside, because that was my hard-earned chocolate candies. But I hope everybody had a good one. So let's see what else is going on. Boomer's in the house. Boomer still slammed into the room, jamming on the brakes and coming to a sideways stop with all 4 tires smoking. Boomer is here. Wonderful. Sarah says, smash the like button. I always forget that part. Glenn says, hit the like button. Gently. Gently hit the like button. Don't smash it. Just gently hit it. Thank you, Glenn. I appreciate it. Jim says, rained all day over here in New Jersey. Oh boy. We got a little sprinkles the day after Christmas, which was good. The day of Christmas was fantastic. It was a little cool, a little cold out, but it was great. Weather was really good down here. Let's see here. Tim says 60 and rainy here in Kentucky. Sorry, man. BB says, I'll hit the like button. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Bertha's here, says, good evening, beautiful people in the chat. Welcome, welcome. Glenn says, Broncos just lost. Oh, goodness. Well, it happens. Mike's in the house. Mike says, have your call volumes decreased like mine? Yes. I still get regular calls, but they're not as many. It's mostly because the Medicare open enrollment has ended. You can still sign up for the marketplace, so they're still calling even though the open enrollment period is over. You can still sign up for the marketplace right now, but it will not go into effect on January 1st. If you sign up now, I think it goes into effect February 1st. It doesn't go into effect the first of the year. So in order to continue one plan into the next year, you have to do it by December 15th. So technically the marketplace is still open, but not for the first of the year. So in case anybody didn't already know that detail, that's what's happening there. Boomer says, we be super. Hi, everybody. Manuel's here in the house. Good evening, everyone. My friend Drew. Welcome, Manuel. Welcome. BB says, Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you, Drew. Thank you very much. Let's see. BB says, can't hear you. Oh, goodness gracious. This is on. Let me make sure I'm plugged in. Yeah, it's plugged in now. Oh, goodness. I hope you guys were able to hear me this time. Let me Yeah. Okay. I'm coming through now. All right. Let's see. Let's see what's going on here. Manuel says he's at his brother-in-law's wedding tonight. Very nice. Very nice. Let's see. Screwing with Scammers says, I think the scammers took some time off. I only had 3 calls all day that went nowhere. I literally had one like just a half hour ago or so. Saturday is usually very slow for me, but I got 3 or 4 calls while at the store. But like I said, I was busy, so I really didn't have time to mess with anybody. I pretty much just, just screwed with them and hung up real quick. Nothing even nothing even worth sharing. So they were really quick calls. Glenn says, "Thanks for posting Betty's Xmas song." Absolutely, I thoroughly appreciate it. I thought it was great. We need to, Glenn and I, we need to do more like that. We need to do more songs because Glenn he has a song in his heart. I know it. He's the kind of person that's very good at expressing himself in song. We literally joked about a scammer Christmas carol, and within like 2 days, he had sent me he wrote up a Christmas carol, and then within a few days after that, had already sent me the recording. He nailed it, knocked it out of the park the very first time. There's a Betty animated album coming out sometime soon. It's going to be something we're working on next year because Glenn he's got music in his heart, and he and Betty want to share it. Could you imagine? Could you imagine Betty doing like a Weird Al Yankovic type of homage to pop, country, rap, R&B songs, but from a scammer standpoint, from a scammer or scam baiter point of view? Oh my goodness, we need to come up with some good stuff. We need to come up with some good stuff. Like there's I forgot what song it is. I forgot who sings it, but it's the Empire State of Mind. The New York, that there's Steven Crowder does Empire State of Crime as a thing on his channel. We could definitely do something similar to that where it's a scammer type thing. Glenn, we got to talk about it. We got to talk about it. It's something that could happen. Manuel says, Glenn, awesome video. Absolutely. BB says, oh, my fault. I hit the wrong button, not yours. Oi. Okay, that's no problem. Manuel says, hey, screwing with scammers. Tim says, I love the Betty Carol. Very cool. BB says, I can't spell Hanukkah right either. Manuel says, I love Betty. Betty is awesome. Glenn says, Han Ik I know in the past there was one year that I sent him a message that said Happy Hanukkah, and I spelt it as best I could, and all he responded with was ha 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 ha, because it just made him laugh. But he knows, and Avery knows, and all my friends know, horrible at spelling. You know what's so funny? I'm gonna tell you guys a secret. You can use this if you want. Some of you may have already used this before, but when you're working a job like corporate America, and I did that for many years. Whenever you do like an annual review, or you're doing a job interview or something like that, they always ask you, what's your greatest strength and what's your greatest weakness? They want to get to know what you think you're very good at and what you think is the thing that holds you back the most. And I always fell back on, I'm a horrible speller. Absolutely horrible. It was so easy, and it was true. It's completely and utterly 100% true. I'm a horrible speller. I don't know how I even passed any of my grades that I was in. But nowadays you have spell check, you have autocorrect on your phone. Who the heck needs to know how to spell? All you have to be able to do is sound things out, and it'll figure it out. Speaking of which, I gotta share something with you guys. It's pretty funny. My wife has a tendency to use the speech to text option on her phone, and she will often send me messages and not read them ahead of time. And she sent one to me the other day where I'm looking at it going, what the hell is she trying to tell me? And it was so bad. It was so bad. I actually had to go and share it with and show it to one of my customers because I was in the store at the time. And I'm like, I have no idea what my wife is trying to say here. And the lady read the message and she was like, honey, I have no idea what to tell you. All right, I'm going to just get to this. Oh, did I just lose it? All right, hold on. I'm trying to show you guys just the message. Where the heck is it? I got to find where I put it. Of course, my phone doesn't like to do things sometimes. All right, hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I'm just going to jabber here for just a second until I find this, but it's really funny what she wrote, and I want to show it to you because that's the funny part. All right, here we go. Okay. Come on. Turn. Okay. So this is the message that she sent me. It says, you probably won't need me, but just in case, call the house phone. Mon 8OD dead in our room. Have a great sales day. Love ya. Mon 8OD dead in our room. Any ideas? Any clue? Now there's context clues to this message. If you need to reach me, call the home phone. Okay, sounds good. Mono 8D dead in our room. At first, I got a little worried that maybe it might have been a cat. Something happened to one of the cats. Something's dead in our room. But then she ends the message with, have a good sales day, love ya. Turns out it was her cell phone that was dead and charging in our bedroom. Mono 8OD? How did my cell phone get converted to that? And I showed it to one of the customer who was in the store with me at the time. I said, ma'am, do you have any idea what my wife's trying to say? She starts laughing because we're bad. So in other words, spelling, it's bad spelling. It's something that is contagious. Sorry, guys. I end up going on tangents from time to time, and that one's just a silly one. But yeah. So to get back to my original point, if you ever work in corporate America, have on hand a what I do good and what I suck at ready to go. And you can, and the one that you suck at, the one that you're bad at, the one that you're horrible at, it can always be the same thing. Just reuse that over and over again. I am a horrible speller. That was always my fallback. The company that I worked for, I worked there for 23 years. I swear, every annual review that I had to do, weakness was cannot spell. Yeah, it was easy for me. All right, let's see who else is here. Let's check. We got some people saying hello. Oh, David's in the house. David says, hey, Drew and everyone. Welcome to the show. 2008 AMP1 says, hi, all. Christmas movie list. I went looking for it. I got to find what it is because I wanted to talk about it. I appreciate you reminding me. But I'm trying to find. I had started to look for it before we got going here. The list I found. Let's see if this is lo and behold, I found it. Okay, excellent. It helps in the fact that I knew there were 25 of them, so I did a Google search for 25 holiday movies to stream right now, and turns out it was an Entertainment Weekly article. So we'll get to that in a little bit if we have time. I promise I'll try my best to make time. Glenn says, only one extended warranty call today. Have I gotten an extended warranty call? I've gotten funeral expenses. I'm still getting marketplace calls. What did I have? I had a couple that I recorded in the last 2 days. Let me see what I have here. Let's see. Car accidents, auto accidents. Yes. I've got one that says dead dog. I'm pretty sure that's me screwing with a scammer. You know, when they ask you, how's your day going? And I was like, oh, my dog just died. And I didn't put what it was. I just put dead dog. I guess that means it's very unhelpful. But no, that's it. Oh, wait a minute. There's actually some recordings. Marketplace, best age, honesty, calm panic, dumbass, rocks. What did you say? What did you say? Red, white, and blue, clear, Medicare, solar 1, 2, and 3, health insurance, waste of time, subsidy, question mark, home improvement, and free money. Those are my recordings that I have recently. So, of course, some of those don't tell you anything, but that's what they are. I title stuff in order to jog my memory of what the call was about. And sometimes it helps, sometimes it doesn't. I'll probably have to listen to them later and try to figure out what the heck they're about. So, what I've been doing, if I can, is if I have an audio recording only, I try to record a reaction video to the audio and then save it and use it later, whether I put it together with a bunch of other calls that came in the same day and make it a day in a life, whether I chop it up and make it into a short. I try to at least have the audio match the video. I still have audio recordings from when I was on vacation 2 months ago that I haven't done anything with yet. I really need to get in, listen to those and see if there's anything in there that's worth making a video out of and freaking make it into a video, you know? But then again, I have a whole crap load from Glenn too, including 2. I have not listened to them yet. One's over an hour long and another one's like 48 minutes long. I thought about doing animation to those, but that's a huge amount. I think what I'm going to do animation wise is stick to the shorter videos, but I really want to make a regular weekly animated thing, Misfit Corner Scams, the animated series. And not only do I want to do Betty, I want to do some with me as well, with whether it's Herschel or Carl or whatnot. So we'll see what happens. These are all things that are in the work. What I impressed myself by getting that Christmas one done. Like I said, all pretty much within a day. And literally, if I showed you guys what the hold on a second. Sometimes actually I have it sitting right here. Oh, the animation, the art that was needed was this little piece of paper and this little piece of paper. And that's it. That's the extent of the art that was used. So what I did is I scanned in this image of Betty, colored it, and then scanned in these different faces and eyes and mouths and just made a separate image. I think I used like 8 different ones where she's smiling, she's smirking, she's face 1, which is face 2, which is face 3, which is oh, and that's it. So the animation is actually pretty simple. And what I want to do as I continue to develop Betty as a character further, the animated Betty, is do more movements. Right now, the only thing that moves is she puts up her hand with the phone, and the screen on the phone will change, and her eyes will move, her mouth moves, her eyebrows move, but that's it. It's very, very basic animation, but I want to do more with her entire body. So we'll get to that eventually. But Glenn, like I said, I've told you guys before, Glenn has provided me with a whole crap load of material to use. So it's excellent. All right, let's see what else is going on here. BB says, I liked Betty, but couldn't make out all the words. That was one of the reasons. Glenn does a fantastic job as Betty, but he sometimes, you can tell he strains his voice in order to make Betty work. So sometimes some of the words might be hard to understand. That's why I want to do a video. I want to re-release the video with actual subtitles, and subtitles that I make, not that that YouTube can put subtitles in a video, but it's based on what YouTube thinks is being said. I can actually put the actual real words in there. It just takes a little bit of time. And and that is one of my plans. I'm going to do that and release that at some point. So captions would be nice if you could add understand if you can't though. No, it's on the list. It's on the list of things to do. Absolutely, BB. Absolutely. Glenn put so much time and effort into the Scammer Christmas Carol that I think it's incomplete if everybody can't clearly understand, follow along, and to be honest with you, sing along with it. Let's see what's going on here. Amp says hello to Manuel. Glenn says check microphone, some muffled. Okay, hopefully I'm okay now. Bertha says, now that open enrollment and Medicare scammers are no longer calling me, I've been getting a lot of debt relief scam calls. Today, they only lasted 12 minutes. He couldn't handle Big Bertha. Very good. Christina says, Betty did well this week, slowly with her scam, was so frustrated. I'm amazed at how well Betty keeps them on the phone. Some of the things I've heard Betty say and do, if I said them, the scammers would just hang up. They would give up on me. But they really feel like they've got somebody good with Betty. And I love it. I love it. Manuel says, hey to Glenn. Jim says, hey to Amp. BB says, hello to Boomer. Manuel says, I have a great time for Christmas at my niece's house on Thursday. Wonderful. Boomer says, okay, I gently hit the like button. Okay, good. Last thing I want anybody to do is to break their button when they hit it. Sorry. Screwing with Scammer says, Jim R., I even had a new character I was going to introduce today too, but the scammers don't want to play today. Stay tuned. Maybe next week my new character will debut. Very good. Very good. One of the things I've done over the past when it comes to having characters, and I love, is when they call and ask for those characters. I still get calls for Herschel. I still get calls for Carl. I still get calls for Timothy. Love it. Love it when they call for them. And what you guys probably have figured out now is I really don't do anything different with any of these characters. It's all me. You know, the only person that I tried very hard to make stand out was Eugene. And Eugene was definitely a gay man, and whatever. I mean, that's fine, but he definitely was as with it as possible. Sarah says, "Where's Avery?" He was invited. Invite was sent. He last night, Friday night, we usually do a Nerd Den stream on Todd's channel, but Todd was familying, Hanukkahing, whatever, so he didn't want to do it. So I said, well, I'll do it on my comics channel. So it was me and Zach and Doc, and we just sat around talking about a whole bunch of different things. Just no focus whatsoever, just chit chatted. But Avery said he was not available. He had other stuff he was doing, so that's fine. I send the invite. If he can make it, he can make it. If he can't, he's probably playing his pirate game. He's really enjoying that. He actually sent me a video that one of the guys had actually made, a recording of one of their campaigns that they worked on. For me, because it's one of those first person type shooter games, it's very hard to focus because my eyes are not that good to begin with. But you could tell they were having a great time. And I could see when you're playing a game like that with people and you're interacting with people, it's a lot of fun, So most likely that's what he's doing. Either that or he's sleeping. Which, hey, it's all right. We can hang out and do our thing all by ourselves. Jim says, I watched your video screwing with scammers. Excellent. Christina says they must have bought new lists. Possibly. You know what I think so funny is I've been told that scam call centers will sell their phone number list to other scammer call centers. And part of the requirement is that somebody answers the phone. And if somebody answers the phone, they know it's a live line and they can sell it to somebody else, sell it to another call center. It's one of the reasons why I try to answer every single call that comes in. I try to answer all of them, is because if they want to share my number around, go for it, you know? So, which is sad. Every time they get a new list, my number's on there somewhere. Always good. Isa Costanza says, I hope to hear more from Stuttering Stan, he says to Screwing with Scammers, who says extended warranty solar panels and final expense scammers will be out in force soon. Yes. One thing about those three, and Screwing with Scammers will verify this, that's a year round. Those are year round. You can get extended warranty, car accident helpline, solar panel, final expense. There's no set time frame for those. In the past few months, it's been Medicare and Marketplace, but those are never ending, which is always wonderful. Ronald says, hello, my friends. Hi, welcome to the show. Jim says, hey to Ronald, who says, happy holidays. Absolutely. Manuel says, hey to Ronald. BB says, sorry for the scare about the sound. It was my fault, not yours. Well, you guys know I open up the stream in a separate window and I play it at the very beginning just to make sure the audio is coming through, and then I immediately mute it and I'm not listening to it anymore. So if something happens, you guys have to tell me. I listen for you guys. Well, I don't listen, I read the chat and so forth. Actually, you know what, something we did this, I'll have to go back and look. It was a long time ago, but there was a show where we opened it up to viewers to call in and be part of the live stream. Manuel was on the live stream. A couple other of regulars were on the live stream. And I'm thinking about doing that again. It'll probably be something I do into the new year. And we might try to make it kind of a regular thing, maybe once a month type of thing. The one time we tried it, I had a blast. I mean, everybody that was able to join did great. We chit-chatted with everybody and had a good time. And I actually got to see Emmanuel and talk to him. But we may give that a shot next week. So just so you're all aware, and for anybody out there who doesn't know what I'm talking about, there's a link that you can email to somebody that all they have to do is click on it and they can join the StreamYards. I don't think you have to sign up for anything. I honestly don't remember if you do or not. You either have your audio and video or just your audio join the call, and it's just like a Zoom meeting and whatnot. What I'll most likely do is take that link, instead of emailing it to people, I'll just put it in the chat, and anybody who wants to join can join. And we might get some trolls. We might get some scammers who want to join, and we will do our best. We will do our best to screw around with them, but we will have no qualms about kicking them. But it'll give everybody an opportunity, if you want to come on in and say hi to everybody, and actually say hi in your own voice. Ooh, if you had one of those like soundboards and could do it in a robotic voice, that would even be even cooler. You know what I mean? And it's another one of those things where you don't have to show your face if you don't want to. You do not have to turn on a camera. You could just come in and say, hey, how's it going, guys? Yeah, and just say hi. That's it. No big deal. I mean, last time we did it, I think we had like 5 or 6 people at one time, and it was good. I don't know why we never did it again. I think it's just a matter, you know what I think it is? No, let me rephrase. You know what I know it is? I get so wrapped up telling stories and going on tangents that I forget the things I want to do. So yeah, we're gonna hit that again next week. So not this week, but we'll hit it again this week. All right. Let's see here. Boomer says, my phone rang at 6 a.m. one morning. I did not answer it. I've actually had them call at 2 a.m. I've had my phone ring at 2 a.m. Now, I usually keep my phone next to me when I go to bed, when I sleep, mainly because my charger is literally right next to it, my charging cable. But I have my phone with me in case the kids call, in case something has happened. And we have had it happen in the past. Emergencies have arisen, and it's good to have your phone near you. There was actually, I'm trying to remember how long ago it was. It was a while ago where my daughter had gone on a day trip. She decided to drive down to Tampa and go to the Dali, the Salvador Dali Museum. And on her way back, her car broke down. And she called me. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, okay, I'm on my way. And I drove down and met her where she was at. We got a hotel room for the evening. The next day, we rented a U-Haul and a trailer and brought her car back up here. And where were we living at the time? We were living in an apartment, which means it had to have been 3, 4, 5, had to be at least 10 years ago. So ever since, keeping my phone near me has always been a main thing. So, but yeah, 6 a.m. No, but definitely 2 a.m. Ronald says, I love Betty's song. Fantastic. Glenn did a great job there. Ronald says, yes. Pamela's here. Hey, Pamela says, hello all. How long ago was that? That was 8:13. So that was 15 minutes ago. Sorry, Pamela, I'm getting to it. I swear. Screwing with Scammer says, I would love to animate a Scammer square dance song. That could be funny. Now, a square dance, it's very simple, repetitive motions. If you watch a lot of very simple animation, it's a lot of the same stuff over and over again. Sometimes it's very few actual animated panels to make it look like somebody's walking. You draw 5 scenes and then you just replay those 5 or 6 scenes, whatever it is. I mean, depending on how much. But a square dance, do-si-do, step forward, step back, turn to the right, type thing. That could easily be done. That would be funny. A square dance song. Grab your partner round and round, type of thing. Yeah. Dude, we should talk about that. Christina says Betty's album would go viral. I think it would. It would. Hell, a Betty animated singing video series might just need its own channel. You never know. You know what's so funny? I had a buddy of mine one time, and we joked about this. He did video game reviews. He wrote video game reviews. And he came to me one day and he had an idea for doing like a web strip, just a simple 4-panel web strip. And we sat down and we came up with some ideas, and I did some animate, and it was literally just us interacting, talking. It was not deep. It wasn't Dark Knight Returns or anything. It was literally just us screwing around and making jokes at each other's expense. And I said to him one day, I says, wouldn't it be funny if this was the thing that we became famous for? And he looked at me and he's like, no, that's not going to happen. This is stupid crap. but it would be. It would be funny if that's the one thing that was your claim to fame, Wouldn't it be hilarious if animated Betty singing videos was the thing that made us made us stars in the? They say everybody has at least one thing that they contribute that is their thing. My thing had always been my graphic novels hero. I always thought that would be my mark on the world. Wouldn't it be hilarious if the thing that lasted longer than anything else was animated Betty singing videos? It could happen. You never know. Empire scam of mine. That's fantastic, Glenn. I love it. Tarkors here says 5 calls today. I think one on our Christmas Eve and 3 Christmas Day. I didn't get anything Christmas Day. I nothing on Christmas Day. I did get a couple on Christmas Eve, but they were really there's one I made it into a short. I think it's the short that I have scheduled for the 31st, which is Tuesday. I got so many shorts that I was able to finish out the month, get the shorts done. It was an electric provider scammer. And the title that I put in is Electric Provider Scammer Has Low Energy. Because he was like, hey, how's it going? It was so funny, but it was like he had no desire to be doing the job that day. You could tell it in his voice. So look forward to that. I'm pretty sure that's the one I have scheduled for the 31st. But yeah, that was one that I got on Christmas Eve. Tim says the chipmunks are always been a favorite of mine for Christmas since I was a young man. Okay. Yeah, I hate to say it, Tim, but the chipmunks were definitely a kid thing. Betty is more of a older adult thing. A lot of us, me being an older adult, can relate to what Betty's singing about. So fantastic. Ronald says, "Me too." It's a Costanza says, "I lied on my interview questions so they don't stick me in a job position I didn't want." That's okay. You lied, okay. Well, I mean, heck, I did I ever lie on a job interview? No. My last job, the one that I just retired from, my boss, the VP of the department, the one that actually hired me, it was a year or two, well, maybe a year after I was hired. He kind of sat down with me and he said, "When we did your interview, you did not, you know, what he was trying to tell me is I exceeded all of his expectations with what I did in my job. He says your skills that you have were well above what you said you could do in the interview. You've done things that nobody knew were possible." And I'm like, well, that's just because I just do it. I don't brag about it. Maybe this sounds like a brag, but at the time I was like, yeah, I can do this and I can do this and I like to do this and that's it. And he says everything you did was we would give you a problem and you would exceed expectations in ways that we didn't knew was possible. And the thing is, it was a lot about, they were using a lot of Excel at the time for reporting. And I don't consider myself an Excel master, but I have skills and I can get around a spreadsheet. And I was doing things that they never knew you could do. And I showed them how to do a lot of stuff and, formulas and pivot tables and lookup formulas and so forth. And a lot of them had very basic skills, and my skills were above that, but I didn't like, oh yeah, I'm a Excel master. I just like going in there and figuring out problems and doing it. And he was always, they were always like, you underplayed your abilities. And I was like, I told you what I like to do, and you guys give me challenges every day. So I loved it for a long, long time. I thoroughly enjoyed that job. But trust me, I'm glad I'm no longer working there. Betty says, screwing with scammers. Maybe the scammers know it's the holidays here and a lot of folks on vacation. So maybe they know to cool it off right now. Just the thought. Good possibility. Good possibility. Hey, if there's any scammer call center people in the chat, let us know. Are you guys working or are you on holiday right now? That'd be interesting to know. Glenn says, I done tooken spelling in skull. Yes. Yeah, I didn't do very well. You know what's so funny? I don't know if anybody else was in this position, but here in Florida, might be Florida, maybe just it's this Duval County, but you had to have 2 years of a foreign language in order to graduate from high school. And my son, believe it or not, took American Sign Language as his foreign language. I don't think he ever uses it, but he did well enough in it to pass. My English teacher knew how hard I struggled with spelling. And you know what she recommended me take as my foreign language? And good God, I should never have listened to her. I should have taken Spanish. But she suggested Latin. And I actually did 3 years of Latin. Not Latin 1, 2, and 3. I did Latin 1, Latin 2, skipped a year, and then took Latin 2 a second time in order to make a better grade because the first time around I sucked at it so bad. But I actually took Latin, which is a dead speaking language. But because a lot of words, the roots of words come from Latin, she thought it would help me become a better speller. It didn't work. It didn't work at all. Let me know. Anybody else had that experience? BB says, Happy New Year to Jim. Bertha says, in the school district I grew up in Colorado, our teachers at the time in the early 70s were very strict when it came to spelling. I think if corporal punishment had been involved with spelling and doing bad at spelling, I would have been a better speller. But because it wasn't, wrapping the knuckles type of thing, I mean, yeah, I would have paid attention more when it came to spelling if there was corporal punishment involved. In other words, beat your children to get them to spell better. Please, nobody clip that. Nobody clip that. I don't think either of my kids are very good spellers either. I'll have to check. I don't think either one of them. I know my son, he probably should have been a doctor with his handwriting. He has horrible handwriting. My daughter has very nice, pretty handwriting. But I wonder, I'll have to check with them, see if spelling was ever a challenge for them. I'll have to check. See if it's hereditary. Ronald says, Happy New Year. Absolutely to you too as well. Manuel says, hello to Bertha. Bertha says, same to you, Manuel. Boomer says, I look at everything I post and make sure it is right. It is writ right, I try to. Do you know how many times I've sent a text or actually posted something and then read it a second time after I posted it and realize, what a dork. All the time. Glenn says, spell checking. Yeah. Manuel says, Boomer, good morning. Happy Sunday. Jew says, hi all. Happy New Year. Welcome to the show. Brenda says, hello to you and everyone from Puerto Rico. Hope you and your family are fine. We are having a wonderful time. Actually, we had I think I may have told you guys, my mother-in-law went on a cruise. The funny story is, in order for me to make sure she got picked up on time from the cruise ship, I had to leave here the day after Christmas at 3 a.m. to drive up to South Carolina to pick her up. And thank God I left at 3 a.m. There was a McDonald's like right down the street from the port. I got there at like 7:30. And I told her the original plan was to be there between 8 and 9. And I sat down. I was watching my phone, and she said, hey, we're out at the street. I said, okay, I'm on my way. I jumped in the car. I drove, and I followed the GPS on where to go, and it took me to the exit. So when I got up to the security guard, he's like, sir, you got to turn around and go the other way. And I said, where do you pick up? And he told me how to get there. So I had to turn around and go back the other way. And when I pulled up at where the front of the ship was, like not right in front of the ship, but the area in which the front of the ship was, there they were sitting right there on the corner. I pulled right up and got them. And I said, how long you been waiting? She said, about 15, 20 minutes. And it was cold. And we picked up her luggage, got everything we needed, and we're on the road, and it was before 8 o'clock. And I said, good thing I didn't get here at 9. Good thing I didn't sleep until 4, because she would have been sitting out there for over an hour, and that would have pissed her off. But instead, I once again rescued her and was there on time to pick her up, and she had a wonderful time. Sarah says, anybody see the movie Wicked? Yes. Went and saw it with the family. It was pretty good. It was a little long. There were parts of it that were dragged out because, they have to sing their songs and so forth. But overall, it was a good movie. It was a good flick. Manuel says hello to Sarah. BB says, oh, I forgot to mention my son-in-law is on S1. My son-in-law is on S1. Season 1? Season 1 of... Glenn says, my Dago is always fine. Okay. My Dago is always fine. Okay. Bert says, my physical therapist saw Wicked. She liked it, but she knows I don't have the attention span to watch it all the way through. Manuel says, I get phone calls from TV service. It was a scam call. Yep. It's so funny. My mother-in-law, on the drive back from South Carolina, she gets a call on her phone, on her cell phone, and it's diabetic supplies. But they're calling for my wife. And she goes, no, she's not with me right now. She's at home. You can call back later. And I'm like, who are you talking to? She says, it's some diabetic supply thing. And I said, okay. I said, it's probably a scam call. She says, no. She asked for Jennifer. by name. And I said, yeah, but they're calling your cell phone. Why would they call your cell phone that's not connected to us in any way? And she goes, oh, that's right. That does make sense, doesn't it? And she said, maybe she gave out my. Why would she give out your cell phone? She has her own. She has mine. She has the home phone. Why would they give? Why would my wife give out her mother's cell phone for anything related to her medical supplies, diabetic supplies, anything? And she's like, oh, you're right. That doesn't make any sense. I said, I know. It's like, good Lord, what would I deal with these kind of calls 24 hours all day long? I know what a scam call. So I kept trying. And after that, every time it said scam likely, she just disconnected. I said, let me talk to him. Let me mess with him. She's like, you can't record it from my phone. I said, I know, but I can at least play with him. She wouldn't let me because I was driving. BB says, son-in-law, season 1, episode 12 of Pop Culture Jeopardy. Oh, very cool. His name is Michael, but we call him Mac. It's on Amazon Prime. Oh, freaking A. I got to write this down. I got to go check this out. Hold on. Whoops. And of course, that's the pencil that doesn't have lead in it. Pop Culture Jeopardy. That sounds like a lot of fun, to be honest with you. Amazon Prime. Season 1, episode 12. Okay, yeah, I'll definitely check that out, BB. Excellent. Well, I hope you won a lot of money. Hey, anybody out there live in California and win some lottery last night? Anybody out there? Somebody in California won $1.2 billion. And granted, they're not going to get that much money, but still, that's a nice chunk of change, y'all. Michael's here. Hey, Michael says the number of spam calls in the last week is much lower than average. Yes. Maybe it's the holidays. Maybe it's the end of the Medicare open season. It's probably a combination of a lot of those things. But absolutely, it's definitely, the calls have definitely slowed back down. But that doesn't mean they're stopped calling. There's still other calls coming. So Jim says, your notion those scammers never ask you to upgrade your printer or flat panel TV. You noticed those scammers never ask you to upgrade your printer or flat panel TV. No, I've never had one out for that before. They always want to update my boxes. BB says to Bertha, saw the play Wicked with my son several years ago and didn't care for it. I read the original book. I read the book, and I remember what was so funny is in the movie, they focus on for a little bit the whole role about animals in Oz. They talk, and how people and it's like a slave caste system, where they want animals to be lower class and so forth. I remember that being a much bigger part of the book, because the book, of course, is not a musical. How do you make a musical out of or make a book into a musical? You don't. But I remember that being a much bigger thing. And the other thing was, I remember in the book, they focused on the fact that the witch, the green witch, never took a bath, never touched water. Either water scalded her or hurt her, so she never took a bath. And she would, if I remember correctly, she put oils on her skin to clean herself off, but she never touched water, which of course we all know what happens if she does touch water. But the thing was, as a baby, water burned her skin and hurt her, so she never got a bath. No, they don't address that in the movie at all. I don't think they address it in the play either. But I remember distinctively remembering that part of reading the book, that was an interesting. I mean, it doesn't explain anything, but it does definitely jive with what we know about the Wizard of Oz. Tarkor says, "How you doing? Fine, finer than effing frog fur. Doesn't go or good. Doesn't go or good." Welcome to the show, Tarkor. Bertha says, the first time I ever got a scam call was from Spectrum, and I checked myself by keeping the lady on the phone for 20 minutes before she realizes I was all over the place with my answers. Wonderful. Love wasting their time. Ronald says, all quiet today. Yeah, I think, like I said, I can check real quick. See, let me see. Let's see. Recent calls. One, two, this is crazy, but I can actually count the number of calls on one screen without having to scroll. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I got 5 calls today, and that is a pittance compared to what I normally get. So Glenn says, need to do a scammer animation and toggle between you and Betty and the scammer. That is exactly what I'm working on setting up. With the because I've got the one scammer, the one with the ant head. I've got another one that I'm working on. I actually have 3 more that I've laid out. One has a snake's head. Um, one has a spider's head. One has a grasshopper's head. And I think there's another one. I think it's another type of ant. I just looked for pictures of really ugly looking things and use those as the heads for the scammers. And it's also about simple animation. Like with the ant one that I have, his things move and his jaws go up and that's it. You don't have to animate much more about that. The snake one, if I do it right, he'll stick out his tongue and he'll blink his eyes. He pretty much he won't open his mouth open because that's not necessary, but it's gonna hopefully you guys will enjoy it. So, and once I mix the scammer movements and Betty's movements and the talking and all, it'll look more like traditional animation than just having her stand there going, So, yeah, but I'm going to say it's fun. It is until it gets tedious. But it's also, it's rewarding when it comes out and it looks good. So we'll see how it goes. Bertha says, is Wicked a spinoff of Wizard of Oz? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Manuel says, hey to Tarkorv. Glass Bottles here says, hey, each and every one. Welcome to the show. Manuel says, hey to my friend Glass Bottle. Glenn's here. Glenn says, a new type of scam called claiming to be from my insurance company. They want my ID, full name, and address to make sure they are talking to the real Glenn. Got to be careful about that when they call you and start asking you for your information. They should already know your information. So, Glass Bottle says, I'm dying from scammers to call me from the debt relief or IRS scam calls. I really love to abuse these scammers. Me too. It's always fun. Jim says, hey to Glass Bottle. Glass Bottle says, hey to Manuel. Ronald says, me too. Glass Bottle says, hi to Jim. Or I'm trying to go through these a little bit quicker. Tarp Course says, Papa Monkey's moon character was a stoned hippie. Okay. BB says to Burst, yes, it's kind of a prelude to whatever to the Wizard of Oz. Yep. What's actually funny is I actually read an interview with the guy who actually wrote the original book Wicked, which, by the way, if you guys aren't aware, there was actually a sequel to the book Wicked. It was about the Wicked Witch of the West's son, and it was called Son of a Witch. It's out there. I don't think they ever made that as part of the musical, but there is a book out there. But in the interview, the guy who wrote the book Wicked said that when he was a kid, he saw the original Wizard of Oz movie, and there was a scene in which the Wicked Witch and Glenda were together in the scene, and he said as a kid he saw that the two of them is like they knew each other. They interacted or they talked to each other like they've known each other for a long period of time. And his thought was, I wonder if they were friends in college. And that's the spark that gave him the idea that eventually became the book Wicked, where the two of them met in college at a wizarding school, something like a wizarding school. And that's where the inspiration came for the book Wicked, which was later adapted into a musical, and they added all the music. And the musical is probably famous for the music itself. Duh. But like Defying Gravity is probably one of the more well-known songs. Even people who haven't seen the play are probably familiar with that song. And the original stage actresses that played Glenda and the Wicked Witch of Effa, or whatever her name is, were they were both on Glee, which I always thought was hilarious. But it was the chick from she's in a whole bunch of stuff, but she's well known. And then the other one the one that played the witch was, I forgot how to say her name, but she's the girl, she's the lady, not girl, the lady who voices um, Elsa from Frozen. She sings the song "Let It Go," and that's what she's famous for. In addition to Wicked, she was also in the movie of Rent. For anybody out there who's seen Rent. All right, so we once again have diverted into a million different directions, but you know we love to talk here, and it is now 9 o'clock, so we are we got to start wrapping stuff up. I'm just gonna scroll really quick. Screwing with Scammer says, make a note. My name is Roger. I know that. I didn't want to say it. But you put it out there. Roger has sent me emails before, and I've read them. I don't think I respond. Did I respond to your email, or did I respond? I respond to comments is what I mostly do. Don't always respond to emails because my email gets filled with a whole bunch of crap. But yeah, feel free to reach out to me. And if I don't reach out to you right away, it's not because I'm ignoring you. It's because I'm bad at responding to emails. I literally saw an email recently that a guy sent me over 3 months ago asking about selling some of his comics. And I'm like, I felt so bad that I didn't respond right away. I just didn't see it. I just didn't see it with all the other crap I get. But yeah. Roger, we'll definitely talk. I've watched your channel. I like your videos. It's a wonderful thing to be able to screw with scammers, and you're living proof of it. I think we both are. I mean, I enjoy it too. All right, let's see what else is going on here real quick. BB says, last week, my Medicare insurance was calling me at 8 and 8:30 a.m. Made me mad. Actually, it was a recruiter who wanted me to sign back up for Medicaid. I blocked the number. Okay. Bertha says, lately I've also been a car accident scam calls. In early November, a young man hit my friend's car, and I refractured my spine bone. I broke in September. I love screwing with these maggots. Good. I always find it crazy that the accident insurance ones say they've been reported that you were in an accident, and when I ask them to give me any other information that they have nothing. They know nothing about my accident. I'm not sure if I made into a video the one where I was telling the lady, I said, how did you know about that accident? I didn't want anybody to know about it because at the time I was completely naked when I was in the car accident. And she eventually hung up. I don't know if I made that into a video or not. Yeah, I know. All right, I'm scrolling through, seeing if anybody else came in. There's a lot of conversations back and forth. You guys are Smidgen was here. Hey, Smidgen says hi. All this pack week has thrown me off today. Today's and times. Well, it's all right. That's all right. I appreciate you checking in. Let's see. Tim says, in 1969, I had to take keyboarding in high school. I thought it was time. It was worthless. I took typing. It was a half a semester course, and I never got the hand locations down. My dad was always really good at it. I am a very quick hunter and pecker. I do pecking. I use these two fingers more than anything else, but I can type rather quickly with just a few fingers, but I don't have the positioning properly. But yeah, that's okay. All right, more and more stuff. So let me see what's this one here. It's Big Chris says, dude, I started getting. Why is my phone blowing up? I just got 14 texts from my wife, all with pictures. What is she sending me? Hold on a second, guys. I'm hoping this is important. Otherwise, she's sending me pictures of the cats. Oh, she's sending me pictures of the cats. Specifically one cat who's having a problem with his butt. Okay. I'll deal with that later. It's a Big Chris says, dude, I started getting Medicare scam calls, and this guy gave me a rundown on how to make the phone calls funny or make them look stupid. I got scammer educated. Thank you. Ha ha ha. All right. Excellent. Smidgen says the winning ticket was bought in Cottonwood, a town of about 6,500 people. Okay. Let's see what else we got going on here. Screwing with Scammers says Happy New Year. See you all next year. See you in 2025. And on that, Justin was here. Justin says, I got recruited from this MVA Medicare and ACA. I don't know what that means. After reading the script, I told my boss to not trust this Panjeet company. Anyway, thank you for giving me knowledge about these scams. Okay, excellent. All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. I'm sorry we've gone over. I'm sorry I didn't get a chance to read every single message. I tried to get everybody, but I need to have somebody here like helping point out the messages. But it's okay. It's all right. We're getting enough. There's enough views and people in here that it's getting harder, it's a good thing. It's a good thing that people are here and we're talking and we're having a good time. I hope you're having a good time. Anyway, hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Today's Saturday, so we still got Sunday to get through. Then everybody, please be safe this week with New Year's around the corner. In some areas of the country, we have some really dumb people out there. So please be very safe if you're out there traveling, especially on New Year's Day, because a lot of people are going to be drinking the night before. So everybody, please be careful. I want everybody to come back and join me next Saturday. I want everybody to be here next Saturday. Okay? Everybody, have a wonderful week. Happy New Year. I look forward to talking to you guys next year. It's going to be great. And remember, if you get calls like the ones I get, either hang up on them or screw with them like I do. And if you do screw with them, try to record it and so you can share it. Do like Glenn does. Screw and share. Have a great one, everybody. Happy New Year. Looking forward to next year. It's going to be fun. And